Hey there, everybody. This video it's a review of NCIS Season 18, Episode 8. Should I have gotten, I don't know, champagne, like streamers or something? You look like you're about to burst.
The party is happening. It sucks because we're losing Sloane, but the party on Slip Street is in full force. We are dancing. We are streamers. It has all happened. It's happened.
We got baked goods. We have, I don't know what, like
a cake. Party.
The baked goods always make a great party.
They do. Cake, champagne, all of it.
Yeah.
It happened. It happened, guys.
It all happened. It's all good here. We've got, McGee is over there. He's providing like the entertainment. He's Elf Lord. He's having a good time.
Yep.
Okay, it's all bittersweet, though. It's kind of like popping the streamer, and then the streamer comes out, and then all you're left with is like some tiny little piece of ribbon just like floating in the wind. Sloane is gone. Okay.
Listen, you don't have to. We don't have to bring up that part.
Okay.
This is a half a review. As soon as they kiss, the show finished, and she will be back next time.
Welcome to this week of NCIS Delusions, where we pretend as though Maria Bello is still a series regular. But, as we dive into this review, if you guys enjoy it, subscribe to the channel, because just because Sloane is leaving, it doesn't mean we're leaving. We're going to be here. We'll all get through this together. So subscribe to make sure you don't miss any other review we've got coming up.
All right, let's just talk about the good stuff first. So if you've been watching this channel a long time, then you know that I've been rooting for Gibbs and Sloane to kiss on screen, have something on screen. I have long thought that a couple Christmases ago that they had a hookup off screen. I didn't think that they were in a relationship or anything, but the kiss that happened at the end of this episode to me feels like it confirmed that something happened at Christmas, because that didn't feel like the first time they ever kissed. That felt like a familiar kiss.
This is the thing. I'll admit, I had on my Sherlock Holmes hat as I was preparing for this moment that I felt like was probably going to come, because I was thinking, okay, is there going to be a line that's something like, "Oh, you've never done that before, Jethro"?
Yeah, or her just being like, "Hey, pal." It felt a lot like, wink, wink, we know we're not just pals. Something has happened with us that we just never talked about, except for the elephant picture, that sort of elephant in the room, aka we hooked up at Christmas. And the way that they kissed, it felt like neither one of them were like, "Wow, I can't believe that just happened." It felt like familiar.
To me, it's one of two things. It's either it is far from their first time, they have had a relationship off camera, which I think is highly likely at this point.
Welcome.
I have been kind of like doing the hokey pokey with this. I've had one foot in for a while. I've put my whole body in at this point. I'm shaking it all about because, I do think something probably happened. The other school of thought here, just to provide another possibility. I'm not saying I fully believe in it.
Here we go with the hokey pokey, taking his foot out.
I'm not taking my foot out. Somebody else may have their foot out, though, and they may just be like, you know what? They've probably thought about doing this for a long time. They were both on the same page with it. It's something that they have wanted to do, and they didn't need to act surprised or anything else after the fact, because they both knew how each other felt about each other.
Now, here's the thing about the kiss.
Okay.
So it was angled really strangely, because we had Gibbs had his hand on her face, covering both of their mouths. So at first I was just kind of like, this is a really weird angle for this. I've never really seen a kiss that's hidden like this, unless we're watching like Big Brother and people don't want the cameras to see that they're kissing, so people kiss like this.
Yeah.
So at first I was just like, I don't understand what's going on. But after we talked about it a little bit, there was the idea that maybe they were having to fake the kiss because of the pandemic, which makes a lot of sense. That this is the way that they could have the kiss without actually kissing, so that we get the kiss, but they're safe.
That's what I think happened here. It's hard to really say anything because of that way that they angled everything, and I'm sure both parties were tested and all that sort of stuff happens. I know, Steve and Frank have told us about some of the protocol that they do on set, but you can never be too careful. in a way. And to me, of course, there's that naggy part of me like, oh, would it be great to not see it, covered in this way? Sure, but at the same time, I can live in a world here where Gibbs and Sloane, the characters, they kissed. Like, I can live in that reality and just be fine with that reality.
And so even though we've seen Gibbs now break some of his rules, we saw him burn up one of his rules. Yeah. Rule 12, don't get involved with your coworkers. She's no longer a coworker. She was like, I'm not coming back. And then he laid the kiss on her. So I know there's going to be some people that are like, but Rule 12. Okay, well, she's not on the show anymore. Yeah. And it was after she said, I'm not coming back to NCIS. And he was like, all right, then I'll lay one on you because now no Rule 12 anymore. You're not my coworker.
Yeah, that was like, I don't know, a green light that went off in Gibbs' head at that point. But here's the thing with I wonder now is that, yeah, Maria's gone. We don't know if she's ever going to come back on the show or whatever. But can there be a universe here where, I don't know, maybe once or twice a year, Gibbs, pun incoming, grabs his gear and goes over to see her? Like, could they have a long-distance relationship of some sort?
I don't think they're going to do that. And I mean, I say that with a heavy heart because I just feel like she may come back down the road for, a guest appearance here or there. You can never say never. We saw Ziva come back from the dead. And, she can come back here or there. But I think it's kind of just difficult in general because for the most part, people's spouses or love interests, they're all off screen for the most part. So you don't really see people anyways.
I think that's true. And I think the other part of it is, and I say this with a heavy heart as well, that they don't want to too heavily incorporate Sloane into a storyline at this point if Gibbs has a long-standing relationship with her, knowing that they're not going to have Maria back anytime soon. It's like, they know that they're probably never having Polly back as Abby on the show, and that's probably why they don't really mention Abby in any shape or form anymore. It's just like they don't want to tease viewers and make them think they're going to get something when they're probably not.
I am really sad that Maria is leaving the show.
I know.
I really like her a lot. I've enjoyed her being part of this. I've enjoyed Sloane being part of this. It's very sad to see her leave, but I mean, it was nice to see that she was going to be going off to do some good somewhere else. I mean, that speech that she gave where she was just like, I can't take this anymore. Like, every time we think we're doing something good and we catch a bad guy, 5 more bad guys are going to show up. Like, it's never ending and it weighs on me. And that's not something that's talked about that often on shows like this, sort of that weight of there's a never-ending pool of bad guys that are doing terrible things. No matter how much good you're doing, there's always a bunch more people waiting in the wings. But it was nice to sort of see that, sort of self-defeat turnaround where she was like, you know what? No, there is purpose to this. Yeah, there might be 5 more bad guys waiting, but I'll also be waiting.
I really like how they wrote her out. I would have been okay with the whole, here's my beach place in Costa Rica. She just deserves a break, but
It's realistic that people just get worn down from their jobs and they're just like, I need a break and I'm ready to retire and I'm going to retire. Like, yeah, okay, that's great, but this is so much more satisfying.
For sure. I'm much happier that they had this. Like, I could have lived with the other one, but I'm much more satisfied here because it feels more in character for Sloane. This is something she would do, and we want to see these NCIS characters all as heroes, and that's why it's sort of nice with some of the characters who have left that the show hasn't killed off. They're off by and large doing other things that are helping people so that we don't feel sad that they're not with the team anymore.
I am so glad that they did not kill her off. I didn't think they were going to. I mean, we spoke to Stephen Frank a long time ago about this, of sort of that a lot of people have been killed off. So when it's time to bring back somebody for a guest appearance, it's like, well, who's left in the pool? Almost nobody. So, now she's left in the pool.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think we will see Maria Bello on NCIS again.
I do too.
It seemed like she and Mark really got along. It seemed like she liked working there.
Yeah, and they're friends in real life too.
So, I think we'll see her again. It's sad to see her go at this particular time, mostly because I do wish we had some more, like, farewell moments. If that's my one critique of it, it's like, I wanted, like, a proper... Because she has a good relationship with Vance. I was
going to say the same thing. Her relationship and her friendship with Vance is really important to her. And it was, even when they were giving them the case and, you know, she's like, you need to get this together immediately. He's like, I already have you covered. Get out of here. Go on, sort of thing. I was like, you know, they're really in sync as friends that I would have liked to have seen some sort of, even just more talks about it. I mean, the only person she really talked to about leaving was Gibbs.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's really good friends with Vance. I would have liked to seen a little sort of heads up so that when this happens, that he's like, oh, okay, all right. I don't feel like she just left and didn't say anything. I had no idea. And, you know, my friend is gone.
Yeah, I like what they did with Ziva on her last appearance, where she kind of had sort of a lineup of people, and she had like a nice moment with a lot of them. And obviously they don't want to do the same thing over and over again, but it's like the goldfish and, you know, poor McGee. Like, I feel bad for the other characters. They didn't get that moment.
Yeah, but it was cool that McGee kind of figured out that Sloane was not planning on coming back, that either it was the danger aspect of it or she already just knew she wasn't coming back.
Yeah. See,
and also that she went to Torres' house. Allie hasn't even been over to the apartment, and she was complaining about that a couple episodes ago, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, Sloane showed up here in the middle of the night. Okay, so Sloane can show up at your place, but not Ellie. I see how it is.
Torres has very weird rules. Like, this is the thing we can all kind of come to know about Torres. The side stories here, no disrespect to the side stories. When you're losing Maria Bello, everything else just kind of just goes and just like falls over to the wayside a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
I will say, I liked the scene of Undercover Jimmy. Like, he had such a tough episode this past time.
Yeah, he did.
Who knew that Jimmy Palmer was like such a master profiler, and he's just like, she's not looking at the baby. She's, you know, what's going on with this stroller?
Yeah, I wasn't as excited about this. It felt very strange that for something that was sort of this important, that they would take somebody who's doesn't really have a lot of field experience and take him out of the morgue and put him in this kind of position for something that, you know, is this important.
The main problem I had with it mostly was just that they didn't really even bring up Rena at all. And I understand that NCIS is a procedural and people may watch them out of order or whatever else, but it is like he just went through something deeply traumatic and he's just back to being same old Jimmy in this episode by and large.
Yeah.
I just think this episode is really about Maria.
Yeah, it is.
And losing her. And I am grateful. It seems like there's a couple more NCISs coming right away. We don't have another long hiatus.
Yes, which is great because we were missing some NCIS.
We were missing some NCIS. It's back, but okay, well, we've had our party. The balloons are starting to like let go of a little bit of the helium.
Okay, just stop the video. You just have to make me cry at the end.
Put
of the
us all out of our misery.
Let's just all, Maria, we really loved you. I know you're watching this video.
Yes.
No, seriously, Sloane was a really cool character. It was great to have Maria on the show. I really like her. I loved all the other stuff that she's done. I loved her on Goliath. If you guys haven't seen that, you should definitely go watch that. It's a great show. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else she does.
Yeah, she's immensely talented. It was a surprise.
She really is.
I was shocked in the first place that she did NCIS, just because, you know, long-form TV like this hasn't been her bag. But anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? How Sloane left? What do you think the chances are we see her again? Let us know. And if you like this video, subscribe, give us a like, support us further, check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.